We're about to discuss something that happened 27 years ago in this country of ours, where we lost a couple of, actually many lives, but most importantly, the country was shaken. Today, we actually are marking that particular day, and it is the day that we like calling it as bomb blast. But we remember that there were some attacks that happened here in the country, and another twin attack also happened in Tanzania on the same day. And to help us have that conversation around the August 7th bombings, and of course we reflect on the ongoing efforts to ensure that something of that nature never happens again, we do have Masisi Kiilu. He is the Chief Liaison Officer, Training, Research and Development, National Counter-Terrorism Center. So, Mr. Masisi, karibu tena sana to Radio Generation.
Asante.
27 years ago,
Yes.
where were you when that attack happened?
I was at that roundabout.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was in, we were about to open campus for second year.
Yes.
We had just finished the long holiday for after first year. So I was going to join my second year in September 1998. So around that time, I had come to visit a friend who was a barber around Jamia Mosque. So I was in Matatu, number 23, heading to Gill House. So it was just about at that roundabout.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
bomb blast roundabout.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which university is this that you were going to?
I was in Nairobi University.
Okay.
Yes.
So you literally experienced this situation firsthand.
Yes.
How was it for you? Because sisi tulikuanga mbaya. I remember that time I was in standard 6. Wewe unasema ulikuanga second year.
Nilikuwa second year.
So how was maybe you can just describe the experience for us. I'm sure it was very traumatizing.
Yeah, it was crazy. At first, we had already taken that turn. If you know that route, we had already taken that turn.
You were coming out from Haile Selassie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we had taken the roundabout, just turning towards Hafia Center.
Yes.
Then it happened. So at first, people thought it was a tire burst, a big tire burst. But on reaching Gill House and alighting, there was a lot of chaos. So I was with a friend and we decided, let's go and see what is really happening. But already Afia Center, the windows were coming down because you see it is made of a lot of window panes.
Right.
So
yes.
they were coming down. There were a lot of debris in the air. So we were quite confused on what was happening.
Yeah.
Then after maybe a few minutes, like 20-25 minutes, we decided where has it happened. So everybody was rushing there.
Okay.
Then now that I joined this career, there are lessons that we learned.
Yes.
That you don't need to rush to such incidents because there could be another incident almost about to
like
happen.
a secondary attack.
Yes.
Let me ask you also in regards to your did you suffer any injuries?
No. Luckily we didn't get any injury in that matatu. We never got any injuries.
Okay.
But upon alighting and going to the other side of Ufundi House, we met a lot of people who are bleeding.
Yeah,
and all that.
Way.
Yes.
So for you went you did you proceed on your way ama ulibaki hapo saidie?
Tulisaidia kidogo. But hatukujua what had really happened.
Yeah.
So tulisaidia wale tulisaidia. I remember there was a cop. There's a photo I usually pride of a cop who had a gun and he was bleeding and he was having a cape. He was an AP officer.
Yes.
I remember that picture in the Nation newspaper. He was, I think, on the front line or the second page of the Nation newspaper.
Yeah.
But after some time I went and went to see my friend. Apparently the debris had reached there. So you can imagine from Cooperative House up to Jamia Mosque. Because he had a barber shop near Jamia Mosque. The debris had gone all the way up to that place.
Is it the debris from Cooperative that went there?
Yes.
The aftershock of the bomb that also shattered all the way till Jamia?
The debris included window panes, stones, metal from buildings,
Yes.
from that place. So when we reached there, you find things were falling on people on that side.
Okay.
Yeah, without knowing where they're coming.
Yes.
And I remember him calling, I think was it the mother or a friend, and then he said in Kikuyu that Nairobi has burnt. So it was, for me, it was coincidentally, I'm in NCTC.
Yeah.
And that was an experience for me.
Yeah. So how did you get to NCTC?
In NCTC,
it's quite the coincidence, yeah?
Yes. No, I've been in the law enforcement sector for quite some time, 19 years now. And in 2019, we got an opportunity to join the National Counterterrorism Center. So, of course, there are interviews and all that. So that's how I got myself there. So we are there, we are seconded there or attached there from different agencies.
Okay.
So maybe what I could say is that NCTC is an interagency of basically security agencies.
Okay.
So if you come to NCTC, you will find that we have the police, the KDF, intelligence, we have immigration, prison, probation.
DCI.
Yes. All the components of the police, DCI, APS, KPS. We have representatives of ATPU. So it's a well composed interagency. And then we are established by the Prevention of Terrorism Act.
Yes.
Of 2012, and we have about 7 core mandates. So one of the core mandates is to coordinate counterterrorism efforts within Kenya and across the borders. So NCTC happens to be a referent agency within the region because of the experiences that Kenya has had in terms of terrorist attacks, and you'll find the experience that we have, other countries don't really have that experience besides maybe Nigeria.
Okay.
So you find we are a go-to interagency where you come, you learn, we see where we've come from.
Also, wait, you also train foreign entities on counterterrorism?
We do a lot of training and sensitization, but on the foreign entities, they usually come for benchmarking.
Okay.
Yes. To see where we've come from. And you see 1998 is a referent incident for Kenya. Because you'll see, I've said we are established by the Prevention of Terrorism Act of 2012. So you can see from 1998 up to 2012.
Yes.
What are the lessons we have learned? So that now we decide we really need a Prevention of Terrorism Act in 2012.
Yeah, we have a lot of, not a lot of, but we've experienced several attacks even after the 1998 bombing.
Yes.
That one, I think, was like the first major one.
Yes.
Has Kenya experienced anything before? Because personally, I don't remember anything before 98 in terms of terrorism.
Yes, we have the 1980 Norfolk attack.
Oh.
Yeah, we had the OTC attack also. Yeah, the transport company. So we had those incidents earlier before 1998.
Yes.
So 1998 is a memory that we hold dear to us.
Right.
Very painful. Remembering those who lost their lives, 256. That is not a small number.
It is a huge number. Of course, the people who are maimed.
Yes. And in the 2 incidents, the Kenya and Dar es Salaam incident, we have around 4,500 injuries. So you see, there are still people who are living with those wounds. So this day gives us an opportunity to reflect, to learn, to feel the pain of those who lost their loved ones, and also to forge strategies to prevent future acts like those ones. And we are really doing a lot. Yeah, to ensure that we don't face such incidents.
You've talked of the attack that happened in 1980.
Yes.
1980. You've talked of the OTC.
Yes.
You've talked of the one that you're talking about right now.
1998.
Yes, and there are others that have happened so far.
Yes.
Maybe to ask, how different are these attacks? Is there anything that is in common in all these attacks?
There are commonalities in these attacks, and the mode of operation of the attackers. You'll find the 1980, 1979, the 1998, the main perpetrator is the Al-Qaeda, which was founded by Osama bin Laden in 1988. And you'll find it's a global conflict that has been brought home in Kenya.
Because you said Al-Qaeda was formed in 1988.
Yes.
But they carried out attacks in the 1980s.
Yes.
But they were not being called Al-Qaeda then.
No. That was the conflict, the Israel-Palestine conflict. You'll find there is for the hotel industry. You'll find there is always a reason for them to attack that particular facility. Number one, hotels are soft targets. The embassy, we could say, was not really a soft target because it was guarded. Our police camps and military camps are hard targets because they are well guarded. But you find the conflict, the Israel-Palestine conflict, brought to the Norfolk attack, the U.S. embassy attack, again a conflict against the U.S. And we suffer because we are friends of these
nations.
Yes, we are affiliates. We do business. We do all that together.
Okay.
So we fall victim because these are our allies. So where do we take this attack?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Continue. I think I cut you off. You were saying that the main component is Al-Qaeda.
Yes, the main component then was Al-Qaeda. But then we see the metamorphosis of the Islamic Court Union in Somalia and Al-Shabaab now becoming an affiliate of Al-Qaeda. And that's why you see from 2011 the attacks have been, increasing because Al-Shabaab is just our next door neighbor in Somalia, but they have recruited many Kenyans through radicalization and, giving those ideologies about what they require. So you'll find the mode of operation has morphed from the Norfolk attack, the
embassy attack,
the Kikambala Paradise Hotel attack, then we have Westgate attack. So you'll find, Dusit. So the commonality is the violence that is involved in that. They perpetrate violence.
Yeah.
We are seeing improvised explosive devices being used. They were used then, they are still being used now. And you will find the improvised explosive devices are, they can be homemade. You can use a sufuria, a can, fertilizer, and all that too. You see, so it is an easy. Where is it an easy to go to?
Yeah.
Weapon for them. So that is the commonality. There's firearms and there's use of those explosives.
IEDs. So my other question then would be, because I want to take you back a paragraph or so back. Hapo umesema kwa radicalization.
Yes.
How would one know that they're being radicalized? For example, there's a time there was a Kenyan who was very prominent because apparently he had been radicalized.
Yes.
How can one be radicalized? Or rather, how is one radicalized?
Radicalization is a process. From the rational thinking to irrational thinking, which we call violent extremism. So from thinking rationally to being an extremist. And if I will use what the terrorists do, they start by telling you about their ideology. And we know the ideology that has been used is, they have what they call the Ummah, that is us versus them. We have what they call the Khilafah, that is the Holy Land. They have what they call the Sharia, that is the law that they want to, they don't want to abide by the laws of this country. They want to abide by their own laws. And then there is what they call jihad. So if you talk to the contemporary jihad is, they call it jihad nafsi. It's about myself. What are the good deeds that I do? What will take me to heaven, for example?
Okay.
What are the practices of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? Was he a peaceful man? Did he advocate for peace? Then why are these people advocating for these 4 doctrines of radicalization? So when they start radicalizing you, they probably will use grievances. We all have grievances. We don't have jobs. We come from a poor background. My brother was hurt by a police officer. There are so many grievances around. So they will capitalize on those grievances. The price of bread has gone up. The price of...
So from what I'm hearing from you is that they target someone.
Yes.
Who's probably...
Vulnerable
in terms of those kinds of thoughts.
Yes.
So they find someone and then they're like, unaona hata brother yako alishutiwa huko.
Yes.
Aya, ndio tena hata wamekunyima kazi.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So they will go by those grievances.
Yes.
They have their own narratives which they form, so that they bring you pole into accepting their goals and what they really want to do.
Okay.
So they will really want to discredit the government. When you attack a university like Garissa University, you've really discredited the government, because they are like, wameshindwa kuchunga watoto wao. They are unable to protect children in the campus. So, and what do you think us who are in the government feel? We feel so bad because we were really unable to protect those lives. So they have many goals apart from that acquiring that caliphate land for them, proclaiming the Sharia law. So they have many goals that they want to pursue.
All right. Yes.
I think previously, some years back, we had a lot of recruitment happening, and not only in the religious places.
Yes.
We also had this happening even at university levels, in school. Maybe just to ask, what has the Counter-Terrorism Act done so far to ensure that it has curbed that recruitment numbers?
So the act, maybe if I speak about the mandate that we have, coordinating counterterrorism efforts across Kenya and in the region. We do what we call vetting of aviation schools together with other agencies, because we know a plane has been used as a terrorist weapon previously. We do a lot of sensitization to the public. We build capacity on issues of counterterrorism and prevention and countering violent extremism. And then we do what we call developing strategies, de-radicalization and counterterrorism strategies. And then we have what we call analysis to inform policy. So we do a lot of analysis to inform policy. So if I take the mandate for developing strategies on de-radicalization, we have an expanded mandate by the Executive Order number 1 of 2023, where we coordinate the de-radicalization strategies. And then we are the referent agency for multi-agency and bilateral partnerships, because we know without partnerships we really can't go far. So we have developed, if I go back a bit, in 2016 we developed the National Strategy to Counter Violent Extremism, which was launched by the former president, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
And then the 2016 strategy had about 9 pillars, which spoke about security, education, gender, arts and culture. And those were efforts to try and build resilience within the community to prevent radicalization. Now, we have now the new strategy, and we have added a P. So it was NSCVE. Now we have NSPCVE. So we have the National Strategy to Prevent and Counter Violent Extremism. Prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
So our efforts go towards prevention.
Yes.
So we have about 5 key pillars or key priorities in that strategy, just to build resilience and bring the community on board to know that radicalization is taking place. These are the strategies that we are using. We have a strategy, it's called disengagement, de-radicalization, rehabilitation and reintegration, where we disengage those who have joined Al-Shabaab, for example, and are willing to come back. We have a returnee policy. How do we handle the returnees who have come back from, joining those terror groups? We have the de-radicalization aspect of it. We do that in collaboration with religious leaders, so that, because the radicalization was done through distorted religious messaging. So now we use the religious leaders, the sheikhs, the imams, to give the correct version of what the religious books say. If it is about Ummah, what is the holy book saying about Ummah? If it is about Khilafah, if it is about Caliphate, if it is about Jihad, what is it all about? And then we have now the rehabilitation part of it. So we do a lot of rehabilitation of these returnees, and in reintegration we see how we can better their livelihoods and return them back to the society. It's a long process. We say it's a risky and a dangerous affair, because you really don't know if this person has really come out from that ideology or is just going through a phase. So we have that strategy. We have other strategies like the child safety and security against violent extremism. This is for our teachers, beacon teachers, principals, parents, to detect early signs of violent extremism in our children. We say the terrorist has the time, we have the watch.
Okay.
So because they have the time, they will recruit a 5-year-old to commit an atrocity in 20 years to come. So now we have a strategy to try and intercept that and disrupt that radicalization part of it.
There's this the issue of Mackenzie.
Yes.
In Kilifi,
Yes.
Kilifi County. Do you categorize this or classify this as radicalization or terrorism? Actually, let me use that word.
To buttress that, Mackenzie has
There's
been
radicalization.
charged with using the Prevention of Terrorism Act. So there are aspects of terrorism in what Mackenzie was doing, radicalizing his followers. But because the matter is in court, we remain to await for the verdict of the court. Having said that, the Prevention of Terrorism Act has about 26 offenses, which range from financing, advising, supporting, radicalizing itself, identifying targets for attack, so those 26 offenses are what if you are to be charged with terrorism, they have to quote either of those offenses. So if you are charged with radicalization, then it has to be as defined by that part of the act.
Okay.
Yes.
In regards to what I've heard you say, and how the Al-Qaeda and Al-Shabaab operate, it's more or less, and that ideology, I feel like it's a political situation that we're dealing with. Is it possible to find political solutions to what is going on? Because we see this in movies as well, and we know movies, of course, choreographed, but when we see those leaders in the movies, they're always agitating for something.
Yes.
And that is why they are causing chaos, because they're trying to get this attention from the leaders who otherwise wouldn't listen to them. I'm not encouraging it, but what I'm asking is it possible to find a solution to that particular chaos? Because Al-Shabaab wako hapa too across the border in Somalia, and of course they have embedded themselves in other places.
Sure.
Is it possible to sit down with these folks and tell them, look, mnashindanga mkikuja Boni Forest mnatusumbua, mnakuja huko sijui wapi mnatusumbua, okay, noma iko wapi, mnataka aje?
Yeah, the government stand is that we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yes.
However, we can go back to the who defines terrorism, and we ask ourselves, is terrorism a tool of war? Is terrorism a business? Is terrorism about politics? Is terrorism about religion? So given that context, we are able to see what solutions we can come up with. We always advocate for a whole of government, a whole of society kind of approach to solving these issues. Because if you have an issue at the border, then why would you come and, kill people in Nairobi because you have an issue at the border? So what is the underlying issue? So we are aware of push and pull factors, which push and pull persons to terrorism or violent extremism, and we try to address these push and pull factors. We have dialogues in all the counties. We have dialogues, trying to see what is the best solution. How do we prevent and counter violent extremism? How do we prevent our youths from joining, for example, Al-Shabaab and all that? So we are aware there are also youths who go to join ISIS, not only here. So what is this that is driving them? What is this pushing them towards that? So we try and look for, a holistic solution, not going for the so-called leaders of these terrorist groups and are negotiating with them. So we look for a multi-pronged approach so that we can see how we... Have
they ever reached out and said, look, my name is Abdi, and as Abdi, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys? Have they ever reached out?
No, they have never. But we say that every terrorist incident is a communication incident. Okay. They are trying to communicate. They are and that's why you see every incident, they must proclaim it is us who did that.
Yeah.
It's not like a thief who will come and steal a mobile phone. They wouldn't want to be. No. In fact, they will look where the CCTV is and try and operate without the CCTV capturing them.
Yes.
But for the terrorists, they really want that CCTV to capture them.
Yes.
Because it is a communication they are doing.
All right.
Yes.
In terms of efforts, we know Kenya is collaborating with a lot of countries.
Yes.
But one thing we have seen also lately is Kenya is also now being, what is that I'm looking for, accused of similar atrocities elsewhere. Where does that put us as a country? Because here we are, it's like we are preaching water, but others are claiming that we are drinking wine. We have seen now the US saying mambo ya na NATO ally wanataka kuangalia, and I believe that hurts Kenya's security and defense efforts in so many sectors. Is that something that worries the NCTC?
In terms of maybe if you can be a bit
We
specific?
I believe that we collaborate
Yes.
with, say, the US, for
Yes,
example,
yes,
and
yes.
the UK, because we have their bases here in Kenya.
Yes, yes.
Whether they are training or we are collaborating also in matters defense.
Yes.
And the way we relate with them, does our internal politics also affect the way they relate with us? And how does that affect the NCTC, the efforts rather of the NCTC?
Of course, we have many partnerships. So if I start, maybe I start with NCTC first.
Right.
So we have partnerships with many, let's say, countries and organizations, including CSOs and NGOs.
Yep.
So, for example, with Spain, we have a program which is called CT Public Spaces, Counterterrorism Public Spaces, which is a response framework for agencies to respond to terrorist incidents. Then if we go to the British High Commission, we have a collaboration with the UK on, training, capacity building. And then if we go to the EU, the European Union,
yes,
they really support, efforts against terrorism financing. If we go to COICA, which is a Korea agency, they are also supporting efforts against terrorism.
Here in Kenya?
Yes.
Oh.
So if you go to UNDP, the UNDP is also, supporting, our efforts against terrorism.
Okay.
Now, if we go regionally, whatever affects us will affect Tanzania, Uganda, in one way or another. If it is about insecurity at our ports, then we know that goods will not reach the landlocked countries in good time. So there's a trickle effect for every terrorist threat. Let's say it has not happened, but there's a threat.
Yes.
So that threat means something to our neighbors. So the need for collaboration.
Yeah.
And then if we go internationally, we have interests, and we know there is a lot of geopolitics with Kenya being based in a well placed in the African continent, with a good port. So there are many countries who are interested to do business with Kenya, and you will see the US has interest in Kenya, the UK has interest in Kenya. But you see, they also have enemies, if I may put it that way.
Right.
So, if I can't attack the big brother, then whom do I attack?
The cousin?
The cousin.
Yeah.
The small
the
brother.
cousin, the friend, So, that is how the dynamic looks like. So, yeah, we are really aware of those, our allies, our friendships, and how will they affect our national security. Yeah, so we are aware of that, and as an agency in preventing and countering terrorism and violent extremism, we know that there are narratives which are always coined to either to persuade people to join the bandwagon for terrorists, and if these narratives really augur well with the vulnerable, they will easily join that. So what do? We try and counter those narratives or provide alternative narratives to those narratives.
Why don't we see such issues by the terrorist attacks in places like, say, China? They could be there, I don't know. I've not seen them in the news. If they are there, you can let me know. But we rarely hear Nairobi, utasikia Dusit, utasikia kidogo ndio sisi hao tena Westgate, and then ile bomblas ilifanyika kidogo sijui Boni Forest. But in China, you don't get to hear of these things. Is it because they don't like they don't like what is there's a word I'm looking for in ikinipotea. But is it because they don't meddle Actually, that might be the word. They don't meddle in some of these geopolitical situations. Then they're like, look, as we just want to trade with you, mambo ingine ya politics yenu tusisumbuane.
So the question I would ask is, why do they want to trade with us? So before you trade with us, you become our friend.
Yeah.
So if you are a friend of Kenya, then you will be also prone to a terror attack.
For
So
example,
it's- I would say that probably they are more resilient. They are more, they are more aware of this kind of attacks. So they have put measures to prevent such attacks. Not that they are immune. No, it's not that they are immune. Because if the terrorists get an opportunity, they will definitely
do something.
do something.
Because okay, let me just again rephrase it, maybe perhaps it will come out differently. Kama sasa Kenya iko Somalia through AMISOM, right?
Yes.
Tuko Haiti through our police.
Yes.
God forbid tomorrow we hear some Haitians have attacked us. It will be because they'll be like, your police are in our country, wambe watoke huko, these attacks will continue. I don't see China in Haiti. I don't see China in Ethiopia. I don't see China in Tanzania trying, like a military, in terms of military presence and trying to help calm things down. They're not bringing the Chinese democracy. But we see America in many countries. Yeah, we see the UK also in many countries and so on and so forth. So you get my narrative.
Yes.
So we don't see China and their troops going to Haiti to keep the peace. So do you think that perhaps our involvement in some of these places pia tunajileteanga tu shida?
Hakuna kujiletea shida. We do what we have to do.
Yeah,
we have to prevent terrorism. We have to counter terrorism. So we have to do what we have to do.
Okay.
And it's not that China is not present in other countries. They are there. They give support through military support, through training, because they are also good in training, drone technology. You see, so they really support other countries in terms of other. It's only that I can't mention like a peacekeeping mission where they are directly involved. Yes. Yeah, but you see, we have many other countries.
Okay.
And if you look, if we go beyond Kenya, if you look at Djibouti, we have China bases in Djibouti, you see. So it depends with the interest and the opportunities which these countries give.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, coming back to Kenya. Just the other day, we have had a lot of protesters in our country being charged with terrorism after the protests that they did. And after the burning of police stations and so forth. May you please help us understand, okay, who are your people in terms of these are terrorists? Because we are wondering. We just thought these are just mere protesters.
Yes. Maybe I'll go back to the definition. You remember we said who defines terrorism? And there are some people who will say one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. And if you read books by Bruce Hoffman and David Rapoport, you'll see the definition is really depends on who sees what. So I will again say, is it a tool of war? Is it about politics? Is it about religion? Is it about business? So if it is about politics, what is the ideology? They are doing what? They are pushing forward. So there must be an intent. And the underlying factor about terrorism is that they use violence to create fear. So, or the threat of use of violence. So when you hear that this and this will happen, what do? You stay at home. Because you are fearful.
Fear, yeah.
Yes, you are fearful. So when when they come to, it's a debate that we can have about using the Prevention of Terrorism Act to charge these protesters. But what is the charge? Now we have to go to the nitty-gritty of
the charge.
What is the charge.
We break it down.
Yes, we break it down to the charge. Because as a layman, you will see, the act is being misused. But how I've just said the act has 26 offenses. So which among the 26 offenses has this person committed? And that's where we go. There's an ideology. What is the ideology they are pushing?
Because I think majority of the time we always think a terrorist has got to have a religious agenda. They have got to look a certain
terrorist
way.
must have bombs.
We must look at the extremism part of it. So are they extremists? Are they being extreme? So we look at those 26 offenses, and we what do we say? We apportion the right charge on this. If you call them protesters, then everybody has a right. And in fact, if you look at Section 35 of the Prevention of Terrorism Act, it gives the right of the arrested person. The arrested person can be released. The arrested person has a right to be, brought to a law court within 24 hours. Or if it's a Friday, the nearest working day. If it's a Monday or a Tuesday, come an Easter. So there are those provisions in the Prevention of Terrorism Act about safeguarding the rights of person. But again, there was also limitation of these rights. And the limitations are also provided by the law. So we don't read the law selectively. We read it subjectively. We read it objectively. Because when we are reading the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, then the Constitution has been broken down again by many other acts, like the Prevention of Terrorism Act. So what does it say? So if you have a suspect, how do you handle this? It is provided by the law. If you are charging somebody, is this charge ambiguous? Where are you drawing this charge from? So if you are drawing it from the Prevention of Terrorism Act, does it fall in these 26 offenses? If it does not, we have other mechanisms. We have the ODPP, we have the judiciary. They will say, no, this charge is not sufficient. And we do away with that charge.
Okay.
So if you look at a police file that is being taken to court, it has about, we call them sub-files. It has sub-file A up to J. And all these sub-files, they must give content of why you are charging this person. So if you are charging this person with, maybe financing or advising, then what are the ingredients or the evidence of this financing or supporting?
So you have to provide transactions, bank accounts.
Yes. You have
a recipient.
Provide exactly. And who did he advise? Or he just, So you have to be very clear. The charge has to be very specific. If it is ambiguous, the ODPP will throw that charge out. So the person won't be charged. Yeah. So maybe if it amounts to harassment, again we go back to the rights of a person. And we know arrested persons have their rights. The right to be heard, the right to fair trial, the right to to be provided with a lawyer. So we have that.
So I wanted to find out also about the NCTC.
Yes.
Is information gathering part of your JD?
Information gathering, we have those
or intelligence gathering.
We are not an intelligence agent.
Okay.
But as I said, our composition
has NIS.
Comprises, yes.
Okay.
So comprises police, KDF, NIS, immigration, because we know, for example, why do we have the prison department at NCTC?
All right.
Radicalization takes place in prisons. Why? Because there are grievances in prisons. Bad food, bad accommodation, bad living conditions.
Treatment, mistreatment.
Yes. So it's easy to radicalize somebody against the prison department or the entire government. So why do we need prison officers at NCTC? For us to be able to detect or deter any radicalization going on in prison. So we know there are many avenues. Radicalization is happening in schools. So why do we need the education sector on board to help us to prevent and counter violent extremism? So you see.
So you want to tell me that every morning there's a very huge boardroom with about maybe 50 or so
no.
Where they come and say, okay, now from the education sector, nimesikia university kidogo kuna noma huko lakini wako sawa. Or how does it happen? Do you guys sit to...
You see, every month we have a stakeholders meeting. And when we say stakeholders are people who are involved in one or another in law enforcement. And we share information on what are you seeing. As I said, we have our 7th mandate is to make analysis to inform policy. So what are we analyzing? We are analyzing trends. We are analyzing modus operandi. We are analyzing, information that we get from our partners. So this information that you get from your partners, what do you do with that information? So you give it to the right person who will execute that information.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Stakeholder meeting.
Yes.
I want to go back to that whole issue of radicalization and then de-radicalization.
Yes.
So if I was radicalized, na nilikuwa nimechizi nikijua mimi nataka tu kulipua watu.
Yes.
then now I have a change of heart. Maybe what happens to me? So do I come to my imam or my sheikh and then you take me into custody, put me somewhere in a safe house, or am I taken to prison for me to, detox from this radicalization? What happens when they surrender?
You have an idea because there are many ways of how returnees come. Some are voluntary, some are arrested. If let's say you're coming back from, Somalia.
Afmado.
Yes. Who do you meet? The village elder, the assistant chief, the chief.
Of now my area.
Yes, the SEC. Not of your area, but because you've decided, no, this calling was not my calling. I need to go back to Kenya and, be a good citizen. So how do you come back to Kenya? You have no transport. So there are many ways they can come. So they are either volunteers or arrested or, they report to the nearest administrative office.
In Somalia or in Kenya?
In Kenya.
Okay.
So when they come, how do we handle them? We said we have a policy on returnee, how we manage our returnees.
Yes.
So if you have sinned, lazima utalipia dhambi zako. Yeah. So you you will go to the prison is a rehabilitation facility. There are those safe houses depending on the vulnerability of this returnee.
Okay.
Yeah, and we say that we need them when they are alive because they will give us information on how they got radicalized, what were their plans, what incidents were they planning in Kenya or such.
Or elsewhere.
And I think, people have been asking, we've been fighting terrorism for the longest time, and they're like, when will it end? And I'm just going to ask you in a different way, what are some of the things that NCTC is proud of in the fight against terrorism? Briefly.
NCTC, we are proud of many things. Having been, established in 2004, having celebrated our 20 years of existence, and acknowledging that terrorism is not going anywhere anytime soon. Because the war of ideologies is a mindset war. So if it's about the mindset, them convincing, the vulnerable to join their cause, and us convincing the vulnerable not to join their cause. So if you look at one thing that we are proud of is coordinating the counterterrorism efforts. Bringing all the actors together and, ensuring that the response to incidents is quite remarkable. So bringing all the stakeholders together, coordinating them, that is one of our biggest achievements. Then engaging the community. We have what we call county action plans in all the 47 counties. And these ones were formed in the initial national strategy to counter violent extremism. So every county has unique aspects of how to prevent and counter violent extremism. So we bring the community on board. So something that we are proud of is the formation of the county action plans, the formation of county engagement forums, and bringing on board in terms of inclusivity of communities, religious leaders, opinion leaders, to help us in the fight and to prevent and counter violent extremism. So
we have about 40 or so seconds before we exit. As we mark this painful day, as we mark this painful memorial, what's your message to the families that were affected and to the country at large?
So after the 40 seconds, I hope we shall have 1 minute of silence for the lost ones. And
sure.
My message is that we are not relenting. We are unbowed. We are not going to be cowed by these cowardice acts. And it is because of them that we exist. And we have learned our lessons, and we continue learning and relearning, so that we can ensure that such acts do not happen again.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. That's the time we've had. That is none other than Mr. Kiilu, Masisi Kiilu. He is the Chief Liaison Officer, Training, Research and Development, National Counter Terrorism Center. And I believe it's actually very important that we actually observe that 1 minute of silence. All right, thank you so much. I guess this is where we come to a close.
Thank you for inviting me.
Let's do this again very soon. Let's talk about also other efforts that we are doing.
Yes.
Sindio.
Yes.
Asante sana.